All right, let's try this out again. I got the link to the Discord if y'all want to come in and talk. Reset that. We're going to really see, because I just noticed that I was talking the whole time and the microphone was not on. So that is all fun, guys. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful morning, evening, night, midnight special, whatever time that this is coming at y'all. Enjoy this atmosphere. Take part in this atmosphere. Now that we all in the same boat, we can start the conversation. Yes, guys, the PSy Tai Podcast does not promote the use of illegal or illegal drugs. What you decide to do with your body is what you decide to do. This is for comedic, documentational, research purposes only. Do not recreate anything that you see on this channel. Thank you very much. All right. So, I'm going to start this off again. If y'all, like I said, if y'all have any music, send them this way. I'll play it before the podcast. I mean, like around this time during the podcast, the first 2 minutes or so, and we can tie on it, or which means just combine our minds with our hearts. Let whatever come out, and just have fun. Just flow with it. Oh, you well said it's been raining. It's been raining, so some mushies might pop up. That's an awesome time to look for some mushrooms. Go to check out shroomery.com or some other sites. But I know shroomery.com has it by state location. And even if you're in Northern California, where it's so huge, they have it separated by Northern California, Southern California, the Bay, and all that other things, so that you can know what mushrooms pop up around your area for if you want to go out and just do some research. But like, I wonder what kind of mushrooms that contain this thing called psilocybin that everybody's talking about. I wonder which ones grow naturally around my way without any human interference whatsoever. Go check it out. You'll be surprised. And during the rain, mushrooms love water. They love, like the mushroom that pops up that y'all see, that's just part of the mushroom. We call that the fruit body. It's actually mycelium underneath of that in the soil. Like 30% of the soil in forest is made of mycelium. That's what's holding all of it together. It looks like little white strings just like going all around the place and things like that. But before I get into that, I forgot. I'm going to go into, let me play the song and then we're going to tie. This is a song I sampled Flight Balls. Shout outs to Flight Balls. Check out his channel. He's an awesome astrologer. And he has his views on psychedelics, what makes me say, oh gosh, come on, check out the channel, come to the channel. Let's tie. But I really do respect his opinion. You got to respect the person that is so open-minded as he is. He gets all his things from just him, doing his research, and just from him being as open-minded as his mind allows him to go. And he is very awesome. Well, shout outs to him. Here goes the song right here. Well, it's my instrumental. I sampled his voice. Wait. Hold up. That guy kind of... It was output into the wrong source. Oh, no, I don't want that now. That's weird. This is like, yo, it's doing something else to me now. Now I can hear everything. Test. Thanks for sticking by, guys. All right, let's turn that off. Now let's try. Why is it doing that? It's playing it through the TV. It should never do that. All right. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. All right. I'm gonna turn this mic down. Minutes were fully activated. All right. There we go. Yeah, that was just something I was working on a late night. But yeah, shout outs to King Eyes. Shout outs, check out his channel. Thanks for coming by. This is the second go at it. I'm glad that you can hear it. Because I was just talking for 20 minutes to myself. But but yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. All good vibes, all good vibes. But yeah, the last show actually cut off. If we want to go on this vibe of like, what is, because you know it's more than just King Oz watching. It's more than just Ty making the show. It's more than just whatever my government name is doing this. It's like some other, I believe it's a whole audience of people, entities, spirits just watching. Like, yo, what is he saying? What is he about to say? What's he about to say? Just in case we got to cut that off switch. Yeah, bro, we learning as we go. That's the best way though. Instead of letting somebody sit there and like talk to you, because for me, I'll forget it. I'll be like, oh, what did he say about this again? But yeah, guys, we building these channels up to get this knowledge out here. And like I was saying, it's more than just people that's in tune with what's going on. That's why it seemed like we starting from scritty scratch. And we doing this all on our owns. Y'all get me? Y'all feel me? Because it's a grind. It's a grind. And it ain't easy, but it's fun. It is very fun and enjoyable. And that's what keeps me in the mode to keep this snowball rolling so we can until it's a boulder and stuff like that. Y'all get the picture. I've got the metaphors today. But but yeah, man, the last show I was doing, the mic cut off right when I was saying that I was feeling something that I used to feel haunted me as a child and as a teenager. And I was going into this song. I was going into horror movies, and I was looking into the origin of horror movies and how our horror movies are actually beneficial. Horror movie origin. Yeah, and how they really beneficial, because when you go through these psychedelic experiences, you'll be like, yo, man, I just saw a demon, or I just saw a fire all around me. Some people was chasing me. And you know, normally people are plagued with nightmares. people plagued with nightmares, and they wake up and they be like, man, I don't like to sleep. I gotta drink before I go to sleep, or something to make them like really pass out so they don't have dreams, or they just not able to really handle it. But I think when you do get to that point in life where you can handle those nightmares, where you can, after a trip, say it wasn't a bad trip, but it was just a very challenging trip that I learned a lot from, you'll start getting to the point of you'll start becoming more balanced. Because I believe sadness and scary things, that's a part of our mind that a lot of people don't want to go to, because it involves so much more than just your robotic logic thinking, like, oh, get from there and there and there. It's like, no, this A point is filled with like A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and then it's B1, B2, B2, 3, B4, B5. It gets way more complicated when you start really going into the depths of your mind, and it seems like the sadness is like a layer before you get to like the real center. And people not really at their center because they ain't getting past that sadness point, to the point where they got walls built up in front of that sadness, so it's a whole bunch of fronts or just a whole bunch of programs running to diverge, to keep things going. You know how it goes, man. I went through this myself. It's the only reason I know. The only reason I can tie on this. And it's wild, though, how the mushroom is talking, though. How the mushroom wants this, or the mushroom or whatever is speaking through me, and other YouTubers and other people just probably not on YouTube, how this message is getting out about the emo kids. Shout outs to, I'm going to come back to this horror thing. I'm going to come back to this horror tab right here. Let me go to this tab right here. Make this a little bigger so y'all can see. Shout outs to Dakota of Earth. He has a YouTube channel, and this guy, if I wasn't into like the other rim stuff, I would think that he was watching my channel and just was like, yo, I want to talk about that too. Which is still, I don't know. But still, how things just talk, the voice box. Because I go through this with True Life too, where he'll say stuff. And other people that join in the chat on True Life, they'll say stuff that I was just talking about. Or that I was literally just thinking about. The sink is real. The sink is real. It's a quote by Albert Einstein I just heard today, where it said, coincidence is God's way of hiding him. Coincidence is God's way of hiding himself. So I was like, yo, that's dope. That's dope. That's why I always point out that the sink is real, because everything is going to be revealed. You just tie, guys. But, yeah, Dakota of Earth uploaded a video talking about emos turned into happy hippies. And I was like, this is what the message I've been trying to get out for the past 2 weeks. It seemed like past 2 week or a week, that I was this depressed emo, black eyeliner. That's not really a bad thing, but I was just depressed, and I was into all this emo stuff, sad music. He mentioned Taking Back Sunday. I remember them, and I remember Atreyu, Trivium, Bless the Fall. It was a lot of bands, Metallica. And just listening to them now, like he called them gurus. I was like, yo, that's how it is. And I saw this before psychedelics. My girl asked me before, like, what happens to people that grow up like y'all? And I used to say, man, because we went through all of this sad stuff, and this is why I was still going through my sad stuff. I was just thinking my way out. I wasn't experiencing my way out yet, if you know what I'm tying on. Was semi-idiotic. He was, but the fact that he was King God says Albert Einstein was semi-idiotic. I just deal with him because he was a scientist that was able to use his imagination to bring at least some new things into the playing field of physics and astrophysics. Open people's brains up a little more, because everybody was still just working on Newtonian physics, like saying when you hit this, has an equal and opposite reaction, and things go like this. Einstein brought into play the speed of light and things slowing down, time dilation. He said, yo, things are a little trippier. I don't know everything, but I know something. I got the vision. We're getting the math. The math is going to follow, probably take years upon years. He died trying to do the unified field equations, where he wanted to join the strong force, the weak force, the um electromagnet force and gravity or something. He wanted to find an equation that solved all of them in like one simple equation, but he never found it though. That's where he's wrong. There is no speed of light. The speed of light relative saying, I'm with that. I ain't saying he knew everything. He has no speed of light or photons. What do you mean by photons? But that they probably exist as something other than photons, or other than what we see, what we term as photons. Oh, it froze up. Let me refresh. But yeah, until it comes back on, cause I was if you back on Oz, I was asking about what you meant by photons. I mean, what's another replacement for photons? They mean like waves and particles and things like that. A wave, cause a particle could be a atom can be, or whatever, it can be a wave and a particle at the same time. Let me scroll this over a bit. There we go. And until King Oz gets back on. What I was mentioning about the hippies, I mean the emos turning to happy hippies and things like that, and putting that spotlight on us. Oh, there it goes. In this world, yeah, photons don't actually exist. We're speaking on ether. Light is nothing but waves of frequency or vibration. Light doesn't exist. Oh, yeah, I know what you're going at. Yeah, it's the they scientists too used to always talk about the ether. They used to always have even equations, and their philosophies was based off of things and thoughts, or not thoughts. I ain't put in terms of thoughts, but stuff interacting with an ether that was around everything. And then around some time they just got rid of it. Like somebody came along and was like, "We don't need that." Who was that guy? Who was that guy? Light doesn't exist. Photons are an idea. Yep, I'm with you guys. I'm with you on that. And that's why in this dimension, or in this reflection, wherever we are when we look out with our two eyes, that's why we can see them exist as a wave and a particle. All depending on the observer, and when the observer decided to look at. I'm tying on a double split experiment where they shot a laser, and when they wasn't looking at it, it went through both slits, and when they was observing it, it went through just one slit. But when they wasn't looking at it and they recorded, had the device recorded, it was recorded as if it went through both slits, even though they just shot one beam. It's a lot that goes on that you really gotta like really tie on, and not just have scientists ramble on to you during a documentary. Oh, you played around with a double split experiment? That would be cool. That would be cool. One of the experiments I'm trying to do on my own is the semantics. I got a lot of I've been playing with music a lot, and I want to play with the frequencies. Like when you put the salt on the table on the board, and then it makes the sacred geometry shapes and things like that. I want to get into that. I want to build that. But to do a double split, you definitely got to be with a professor or something, because you got to have all the fancy equipment and stuff like that. That's dope. And it's wild too. How all of this ties in because it's stuff that we've all that's been shown to us all of our lives, just in a different light. Or just for me, I dig that, but you do that every time you speak. Mantis is literally what you're doing now. No, I dig that. I know that. I was talking about for a cool video. I just want to do a cool video idea. I won't be able to see it. But yeah, that is right. Speaking things and the tone of voice that you're using and the feeling that goes into it when you tying. What's your vibration when you tie? And that's why I like just tying, so you can see what vibration you really at. Like, don't hide no things. Try to hide things from yourself. Say, man, I don't really want to feel like that right now. Like, nah, just let it out. Just let it out. Yeah, just let it out. Just let it on out. And it's wild because I didn't used to let things a lot out, and that's what I was saying about the how Dakota is wild. He uploaded a video saying the emos turning now into happy hippies. Cause that's exactly how I feel now. I feel like a happy hippie, but not like the one in the '60s. That's why I really want a new name, a new term for going about it today. Cause the hippies just have me think. I don't know. I think because the stigmatism that was already placed on it, but it put this thing of like laziness in my mind, or not really having a business. I don't know, not really being grounded too much. And me, I don't want to be too ground. I want to be grounded while I'm still walking. At least right now, I suppose. That's how I feel. Probably later, I'm gonna be like, man, fuck all of this, which I still am. Everything could just fall apart at any point in time, and I'll still survive because I know I'm not the body. No, you not the body. You are these thoughts creating this for however long it wants to create it. And that's what gets scary to me when I be thinking about my equipment not working. Or not scary, but that's just what I be going through when my equipment don't be working. I just go through it. I just say, man, that's just my higher self. Just put in layman's term. That's just my higher self saying, all right, it's time to do something else. Something else is about to come up. Don't mope right now, because if you mope, then you're gonna miss out on something that was set up. Like, that's what side things is setting up, man. And I really think when you have a bad attitude, or when you have an attitude that just makes you, it just keeps your head down like this and stuff like that, and you ain't seen the big picture. You ain't seen the big picture. You just seen a picture. Seeing a picture in a stream of moving images. Life keeps on moving on. Life is a series, like a movie is made from taking a bunch of pictures, putting them together extra fast, 60 frames a second. That's what 1080p can be filmed at, 60 frames a second. That's 60 pictures a second. Imagine how fast this life is rendering for us to be so caught up in just one frame. But it is magic in that frame, though. And I think that's why people get so caught up in those one moments. Because you can dive into those moments and get so infinite amount of information out of that moment. Because it's so fractalized. And that's why and people get lost in psychedelic after taking psychedelics. Or just some people mentally growing up through trauma and not having like the proper tools around them. As in the proper mindset of going about life to benefit them and not just other people, because that's a lot of people, even nice people, get caught up in just trying to benefit other people, and when you're upset you don't try to benefit other people. So it's a huge balance game. Yeah, the Discord is open. Bro. It should be working. I haven't had the chance to test it out, but it says I'm connected. Yeah, that's isn't this yeah, I don't know what I was on. Like I said, this is all just channeling, so to speak. I'm just tying. I am just tying. TAI, not THI like the food. I know I be watching these things. I'll be like, hey, 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 what's going on, Oz? Can you hear me? Hold on 1 second. Uh, we're gonna get this working. Voice and video. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing that now. I'm trying to. If I switch the mic, is it gonna take it out of OBS? Test, 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 test. There we go. Yo, that's that programming. That's all I know to say. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, what's going on? No, no, not exactly. Uh huh. Yo, you right about that. You right about that. And it's wild cause a lot of it's wild because a lot of African American, well, just dark skinned people have a lot of like kind of blood diseases, and I think it could be caused by all this negative thinking, like sickle cell and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Everybody got to deal with what they got to deal with. Game, 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 game.
Go ahead. I was listening in really on what she was building on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
Absolutely. I'm going to mute, but if I hear something, I'm gonna pop back.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you the congrats, bro, and I want to say you the first one to pop in the Just Todd Discord. This history in the making.
Yeah, it is. It had to be king, man.
It gotta be a king, nothing less. But anybody is able to join. Anybody, however y'all feel.
Hell yeah. True fam. Well, I know your ass out there lurking behind 15 computers. Motherfucker, don't talk, but he everywhere.
He is the supercomputer. Hey.
He is. I'm telling you, UL is literally just a program.
He find images on the on through the internet, so we think it's him.
For real, I know you hear us too, UL. I know you hear us. Alright, man, I'm going on you.
Alright, bro. Take care.
Hey.
Hey, Psych 55. Yeah, man, the mystery, and how much we choose to bring to the center stage. Cause I believe we all are everything, and depending on how much we choose to reveal of ourselves, is how much we really are in essence. Even though we probably still feel like we the body. Like, say you never saw my face before, but I was uploading every day. Would you really know me? Or would you know the mask I had on? I was thinking the Marshmallow, the DJ, the Marshmallow with the giant white square head. When he finally took off his mask, everybody was tripping, and he already made millions of dollars before he decided to show his face publicly. Oh, chat disconnected. You better reconnect. I don't know what you're trying to do over here. 55 is part of the crew today. I like that it just zoomed in on my face. Yeah, I hope that reconnects pretty soon. Okay. But yeah, what I was make sure this mic is in still. Okay, all right. But yeah, guys, man. It's wild to know that you gotta actually control your thinking. It's wild to think that you have to work with yourself. Isn't that wild? Isn't that trippy to think that you actually have to work with yourself? Like, damn it. I thought somebody else was going to be able to do it for me. I thought I was going to be able to chill for the rest of my life. Just sing these songs. Have them feel it for me. Now you telling me I got to do this on my own? What is that over there? How dare thee? I'm going to fix that chat window. I think XSplit will help out a lot with that. But this is OBS. Alright, error occurred. No, we need to stay on. Okay, alright. I'm rambling on. But man, yeah, I didn't used to look out for my thinking that much. Or I just was totally focused on thinking about radicalized ideas and depressed ideas and stuff. So I'm comfortable with that now. So it's not like when I watch stuff, I'm able to laugh. I don't say, oh man. No. I do get into it when I want to put myself in that mode. But yeah, let me move on from that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Horror movies. Hold on. Yeah, I was in the 1910s. There we go. We back on. I was getting into something real interesting again. What I was saying at the last podcast about horror movies and about how it's there to shock you, to put the spotlight on emotions and things that you don't usually put your mindset on and stuff like that. And some people get caught up in this when they get their first probably not your first psychedelic trip, but like a couple trips down. You be like, oh man, I'm in hell. What's going on? And then you either gonna learn a ton shit from it, or you be traumatized by it. So I think that's the same thing as horror movies. I used to run away from horror movies growing up. I used to say, man, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch cartoons. And nowadays, I respect the genre a lot more. And I was seeing in that last podcast how they always talk about the first horror movies was always deals with like the supernatural scene and the haunted castle and House of the Devil and stuff like that. And I was like, these some really old castles, so there's no telling what was going on, how much energy these castles was holding in, with ley line they was placed on, so they was able to like channel a lot more things. There's no telling for them to this to like be the first place that they want to make a Alright, I gotta stop being distracted. Get rid of that bell notification. Yeah, so check out that one. I left off around here talking about Frankenstein. Popular story of creating a hideous sapient creature after a scientific experiment. Adapted to the screen for the first time by J. Darley for Edison. Was deliberately designed to de-emphasize the horrific aspects of the story and focus on the story's mystical and psychological elements. Because, Frankenstein was about somebody bringing somebody to life. I think I was getting confused with Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Again, bringing somebody back to life with electricity, and what does that really mean? What does life really mean? So there's a thing in magic called necromancy. Necromancy was practiced by a lot of people back in the day. Well, I mean, it's like during the Renaissance period and before then. And necromancy is the raising of the dead, so to speak. But if you know what dead is, and if things ain't really dead, then it shouldn't really be that hard to think that necromancy could actually work. And it was the church that like stopped them, saying, yo, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that. Deliver Us from Evil, I saw yesterday. Good movie. I thought you were going to say Deliver Us from Eva. That's another that's a black comedy. But Deliver Us from Evil. I never saw that movie. But what I was going about all these horror movies is how it's always like somebody thinking that they're running away from the supposed devil. Like, oh man, the devil's trying to get me, or oh man, the demon's trying to get me, or oh man, something is always out there trying to get you, and something always trying to mess you up and make you think this. Oh, they just trying to make me think this and make me go through this, or they trying to cut my arm off, they trying to cut my head off, not knowing that in the end is you. In the end is all you playing this big joke on yourself to see you just go through these terrors for some reason. And the reason could be for nothing but to just laugh, and just because we caught up in this part of the game of running around and we not right there pulling the strings, we like, oh, it's a reason for this. It's a reason that he did this. What if those reasons are all meaningless? But it is meaningful because we exist as this walking person. But since we have different levels of awareness, we're able to say that it don't mean nothing just to laugh or just to see you go through that and quiver and for whatever. I don't know why, but just to observe. I just know I'm able to laugh now. And I'm happy about that. When I'm at the top of the roller coaster, I learned to put my hands up and scream. And I used to be the person that was holding tight. Like, ah! Or not even scream, just like... Now I'm just like, woo, yes, go again. Let's go again. Like, you really got to have a little screw loose in your head. You ever hear the term, like, man, he got a little screw loose in his head. You got to look out for him. But I think when you do got a little screw loose in your head, that's a little good thing. Because you unscrewing yourself from the program. You unscrewing your head from the program, so to speak. Right? Isn't that what's not what that means? Because, we screwed up. We screwed up. Literally, we screwed up. Or we screwed down. We screwed into the baseboards. Like, and you know how certain screwdrivers, I used to ride the train a lot in Philly. So I had a lot of time on the subway to just look around. And they have these specially designed screwdrivers that you can't just readily buy at a store. Or MacBooks. I used to work at a school and fix computers. So I used to work on MacBooks a lot. I used to have to specifically buy certain... Specifically by certain screwdrivers in order to access the hard drive or access the battery, to be able to take out the battery. Like if your battery would die in like 5 minutes once the charger was off, you couldn't just go to the store and buy a battery because you don't have the right screwdriver if you was the everyday layman person. And the same at the train. They had certain things that you was able to access in the control panel, but they had a certain screwdriver. They ain't had a Phillips, and they ain't just have the straight edge. It wasn't even an olive wrench, like the hexagonal thing that looked like a circle and it got the different... Y'all know what olive wrench is. They didn't even do that. It would be something like twisted star design. Star design. Todd, man. It was a star design. But it would be designs like that you like, man, I don't got this. So you wasn't able to change stuff. You wasn't able to make the train go this way now, or get a new battery or upgrade your RAM or something like that. These tools, you have to know about them. And I think word of mouth is good. It has been happening for the longest of time. And I think word of mouth is even through YouTube. Like all I'm doing is talking. This is still just word of mouth. It's not serious and it's serious at the same time. It's just me tying. It's just me tying and just passing along something. Pass along something, man. Because if I put a definition on it, then it doesn't allow it to be as close to truth as I want it to be. Because if I leave it as close to truth, I could just say something, and then you can build on that however you want. Build on that however you want. Or however you just build up on it. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Just tie, guys. What else did I run across? Oh, so I can title this, so I can put Toy Story in the title, because Toy Story 4 is coming out pretty soon. I just watched Toy Story a couple days ago with my daughter, and I just wound up watching it myself, smoking the L. And it was wild. Toy Story, it's no wonder it's a classic, and that they gonna keep on making trillions of dollars, making sequel after sequel after sequel. Because watching it, you know that they toys. Like, I'm just saying, I'm going to go into it. They're toys that come alive when not only through the child's imagination when they playing with them, but when the child is not there at all. And then, y'all watched it, but I'm just going to go deep into it real quick that, not deep, first surface, that Buzz Lightyear came into the picture. And Buzz Lightyear really got to me because Buzz Lightyear, he was the guy that was from the stars. He came up with the thing to infinity and beyond. And all these other toys, they know that they're toys. They know that they want to serve Andy, which is their kid. That's their kid, Andy. They want to be the best toy for him. So Buzz Lightyear come along and he's like, I'm not a toy. I'm not a toy. I'm this guy from the stars. I have missions. I do this. I have all these things going on. Like, he literally was a star child. Like, I think he was connected to that seed that his higher self. He was connected to his higher self that knew that he was doing all of these, that had the feeling that he was doing all of these things. We found out later that he was programmed to think that he was doing these things. And I think that's the same thing that happened in the African and just the community in America in general. How we know in the beginning, like as teenager growing up, for me too, I knew of a higher self, but I had this program that was saying that I had to be a rapper, so to speak, just to choose one area. I had to be a rapper. So the program was already out there for me to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I know how a lot of people just get caught up trying to be a rapper, but it's more. Life is more than just rapping. It's more than just talking. It's by experience too. But Buzz, like every time I say but my mind just my memory's just gone. I feel like I'm tripping all the time. Like, oh man, what was I just talking about? Huh? But Buzz Lightyear came from the stars, and then he had a vision. Oh yeah, rapping in his higher. Rapping is like a lot of people feel as though that's a form of their higher self. When I think that's just one level. That's just like a stepping stone, so to speak. It's an awesome stone, awesome stepping stone. I still play with it myself, but it is a stepping stone indeed to something on higher, because he was on to something, but he was still getting trapped up because Woody was so sarcastic though. When I watch it back, he was like, "You are a toy. What are you, loony?" And Buzz Lightyear just all still in his psychedelic phase, like, yeah, you're mocking me, aren't you? You're mocking me. Yeah, you're mocking me. You're mocking me. Aren't? Oh, I'm just seeing the chat, guys. I didn't see it pop up on there. I just looked down on the phone. What's up, Sahi? And what's up, True? What's up, True? He came by. But yeah, what was I saying? Woody was so sarcastic, and Buzz Lightyear was in the state of mind where his psychedelic state was like, you're mocking me, aren't you? and everybody was even mad. Everybody loved Buzz Lightyear, and Woody was this person that just wanted to appease his so-called master, his so-called kid. He's like, this is what my life is all about. He was all about the program. He's like, because when they made the toy, they programmed the toys into existence to bring joy to a person. Like, that's what they was programmed to do. And you see the other Toy Stories deal with somebody not wanting to be a toy. Like, man, saying, I'm more than a toy. Like I'm saying with Buzz Lightyear in the first episode. In the first one. And it was a big scene where he thought he could fly and everything. That's what was real trippy about it. He thought that he could fly and everything. And he was so disappointed when he found out he couldn't fly. Like, y'all, how many times we were on psychedelics, people thought that they could fly, so they jumped off a roof psychotically or idiotically. But I feel as though I could fly metaphorically or astrally, and hopefully eventually just physically, just my body just start levitating, like Levantase. And then you just see this just start. Yeah, it really broke his heart. It really broke his heart when he found out the truth, cause he went psychotic. That's what happened too. He went psychotic when he found out the truth. You'll probably see somebody running down the street screaming, repeating something. But Buzz, he took off his arm. He like dislocated his arm and stuff, and he was drinking tea. They had him drinking tea, and they was acting like it was alcohol. But Disney, he was talking like a drunk, like, none of this matters. When does all this matter anymore? Da 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 da. And that's why I like shows like True Life Show and Just Tie and King Guys on the Rise, so that people can come and talk about their experiences to like get a deeper truth, because he was on to something. He was really on to something, and that's what gave him the confidence that the other toys liked. Because all the other toys of Andy, they liked Buzz. They was willing to get rid of They was willing to get rid of Woody. They was like, man, Woody, screw Woody, especially Mr. Potato Head. He's like, man, he fucking killed Buzz. Man, he sacrificed Buzz. He pushed him out the window. And so that was pretty dope. That people was able to see the light that Buzz was trying to attach to the most. And then the first one, in the fourth Toy Story that's about to come out, it's a spoon. The child made a spoon, and the spoon comes to life. But the spoon is like, she put googly eyes on it and arms and stuff, so it can be a toy. And the spoon is like, I'm a spoon. I was made to feed things. It like recognizes that it was made to feed things, and it knows it's not a toy, and it doesn't want to be a toy. And that's the premise of Toy Story 4, that this spoon is running away and it doesn't want to play a part, and it doesn't want to play a part in this serving a master. He's like, I have a different purpose. So that, I want to see where they go in with that. I really want to see where they go with that. Another, well, it was something, I think that's all I wanted to talk about when it came to Toy Story. I should have had the pictures come up. Yeah, when it came to Toy Story 4. I think that was about it. And what's another movie that came out? It's another show I watched. My marathon Charmed. It's a new Charmed show on Netflix. I love Charmed. I love the original season. Nope, if that doesn't come up, then okay. Try this browser. Bang, thank you for staying alive. Charmed is a new show on Netflix. And for those who know in the know, Charmed was also an awesome show back in the 90s that dealt with these three witches that were sisters. And these three witches, they battled demons, and they had this book where they had to just ask any question and the book flipped open, and then it gave them an answer. And I was watching it with my girl yesterday, and she was saying, oh, so the book just gonna magically open? I was like, yes. And it was coming to my mind that this happens too in our everyday life, just on this level, where we would ask a question, or I would ask a question, or have a question on my mind, and then I'll flip through a random page of a book, or grab a book and flip through a random page, and it will be what I was just thinking about. This used to happen back in the church, though, how I first used to come across this, because they used to say, man, just, if you have a question to ask God, just have that question on your mind, open to a random page in the Bible, and then read it, and it's God talking to you. I believe it's something to that. It's something huge to that. But you still got to be able to have a filter, though, to see what's filter out the BS on this level. All right, so no browser. Guess I'm just going to be chatting. Because I want to get out this, the Charmed thing. The Charmed thing was really cool. Because, you know, they deal with a lot of situations that I believe help prepare my mind for a lot of psychedelic situations that appear in my life, and a lot of psychedelic thoughts that appear in my life, and a lot of psychedelic questions that appear in my life. It's like they was able to display it hermetically sealed on this show. Like like I was saying about the book, or about the three sisters and the power of three, and their symbol, Piano Key or Easy Jeff, I forget his name, on True Life Discord was talking about how during a DMT trip he had a symbol burned onto his hand, and it was similar to the symbol that is on the charm symbol. You ever see the three circles, or it look like three kind of eyes? Like, I can't draw it. Like, imagine an arch and then another arch, but it's like three arches, like 1, 2, 3, making a trinity kind of thing with a circle in the background. And he saw that burnt on his hand, and that is the same image that is on Charmed, and that means, on the show, that means that they're one of the charmed ones. They're one of the special witches. That is the brand of a witch. And I was looking more into it, and they were saying how that means like the goddess and the god and the something else, or the three planes of existence, and it's just everything that you know has to deal with three. What King Oz was talking about earlier, thought, light, and action, or thought, light, and will. I forget what exactly how he put it. How that all was coming into play and this is all what that symbol was showing. Wish I could bring it up, and it doesn't want me to right now. Let me try one more time. But another thing that they had in the show, they showed black goo. They showed black goo coming and possessing somebody in the second episode. There we go. We got the browser back up. Netflix. Charmed. Images. Alright, here we go. Here go the new Charmed. See, here go the old one. That's the old Charmed. And my mom got me into Charmed. She used to watch that show. And then I rewatched it like about 4 years ago. I watched almost every episode again. But the new Charmed, this is the cast. And they do a pretty bang up job. Bang up job. Who am I? Oh, I wish they had scenes in there. Let me see. Let me see what comes out when I type in black goo. I want to know if anything even gonna come up. Ah, it doesn't. They're not showing. They just want to keep showing the pretty ladies. Yeah, that's mostly what they're gonna show. Just cause it's a new show. It just came out, so I guess people didn't upload a lot of pictures to Google yet. But this show was just cool, just to see things. Cause one of the girls in there, I like that the show plays a lot into its own understanding instead of following trends and things like that. Like the black girl in there is a neuroscientist, and their powers. Oh, I just saw that UL was on there. That UL was the only one blocked. Dang. I just read his messages, man. Salute. But what he was saying. Oh, with the charmed ones. Dang, bros, my thoughts be gasping me. Oh, that's why I need other people to come on here, help me out. But it's just cool seeing them do the magic and stuff like that. I was trying to see what else was going on. Oh yeah, their powers was based on their how they felt naturally, how they felt like if they was the one girl was an empath already. She always felt connected to other people's feelings. So when her powers activated, that was another thing. Their powers was blocked by their mom, so they wouldn't have issues growing up. That was something I was thinking about. That something was able to put a block on their magic, but as well as release it when they got to a certain age. So their powers was released, and because one of them was an empath, whenever they touched somebody, they was able to hear what the other person was thinking. And this happened too on Spider-Man, the new one, the multiverse Spider-Man. When he was bumping into people and touching them and stuff, their thoughts was jumping into his head. And I experienced this myself. I want to practice it more now that I hear this, or like really experience it more. But we are not our thoughts all the time. Like what decides to move our hands and stuff. Because I hear a lot of gang of stuff. Yeah, I was looking up the Black Goo. Black Goo was on the third episode of the Charm season. And it possessed somebody. And he had to do a whole ritual in order to get rid of it. They had to call an elder. And the elder was cool too. Hold on. Yeah, they don't really have no good pictures of that up yet. But yeah, the elders was like this these people that even knew how to deal with the humans. Because still in the charmed world, people don't know about the witches. They don't know that witches exist. They like keep it still in the humbug or the hush hush. So when they do these activities, if a human like opens the door and see them like doing a kamehameha, so to speak, they able to wipe their memory out and just like, oh, that never happened. And I really do think this is happening more times than once. Because this is what happens in Men in Black, a lot of other cartoons I watch. During DMT trips, during psilocybin trips. And so, no, and this show Constantine, it happens all the time. Or something just happened in front of everybody's face that would literally change their life, literally change their way of thinking. And then just like, oh, wait, no. Ting. Just get this light, the light, shine a bright light real quick. Give them a quick restart. And I just tie about that because I used to think that, and I still think, because I still don't know. Before I went into psychedelics, and it's probably, I don't know if it was programming, I'm just going to put everything on the surface just so y'all can know what I'm really going at. I used to watch a lot of alien shows on History Channel about people being abducted and things like that. And then eventually growing up, I learned about how people go through hypnotherapy and they able to recall memories that was happening to them while they were so-called abducted that they couldn't remember before. And also hypnotherapy helps unlock memories, period, that people forget. So I used to like, man, was I abducted or something? I used to have thoughts like, man, was I abducted? And I wanted to get hypnotized or something in order to like see what happened. Like, yo, just put me on this state. Just talk to me. Just ask me some questions and see what come out. I used to ask those kind of questions. I'd be like, yo, do I have an implant or was I implanted or something like that? I used to be so tripping. I used to think this mole on my arm was an implant. Because it just popped up out of nowhere around that time. I'm like, yo, what's going on? But that's just the human body, I suppose. But still, I would like to go deep into a trip one day and just have things revealed. Like, yo, what was my childhood like? Because I ran across this interesting movie called that's what it's called, Flight of the Navigator. It was called Flight of the Navigator. It's a Disney film, actually, that came out in the 80s or early 90s. And then Flight of the Navigator, and I just ran across this movie, Navigator. Oh, it's a song, too? I ran across this movie not a while ago, just a month or 2 months ago. Bang. But it's about a boy who was abducted by this robot alien that we find out later travels through multiple dimensions, popping in and out of different times in order to do experiments on whatever creature, as it's seen from its perspective, just a creature, to do experiments on it. And he kidnapped this boy, and he kidnapped this boy, in 1986. He kidnapped this boy and downloaded a bunch of star charts into his brain. But then he was supposed to wipe his brain and drop him back into where he left them off at. But it was this mistake where he dropped them off into the wrong time zone. So he dropped them off in the future. And so you know how that goes, all that future stuff, like, oh man, my brother is old and I'm still look young, and we supposed to grow up together. Just all the time stuff of like, what if you just was transported to the future randomly? We'll go on. But what was dope about it was how he was able to get back to this. No, let me scroll back over this. Yeah, David is reunited with his aged parents, and Jeff is now 16. Yeah, that's what I was just trying to describe. Meanwhile, an alien spaceship crashes through power lines and is promptly captured by NASA. David is taken to the hospital for tests where his brain waves reveal images of a spaceship. Yeah, they scanned his brain. And for some reason, NASA was like, I want to scan this boy's brain And now when they did that, they somehow a picture formed of a spaceship. And we found out later this is the same spaceship that took him up, into the hyperspace. There, Dr. Faraday discovers that David's mind is filled with alien technical manuals and star charts covering expanses of the galaxy far exceeding NASA's research. It tells the scientist that he was taken to a planet called Pleion, 560 light years away in just over 2.2 hours. They realized that he has experienced severe time dilation as a result of having traveled faster than the speed of light. Explaining about 8 years have passed on Earth, but not for him. He is unable to comprehend what Dr. Fairy tells him and flees to the room. Yeah, this wiki tell you the whole story. That's good, so I can know what I was talking about. The next morning, following a telepathic communication from the spaceship. Yeah, the ship was back on Earth because they captured the ship. It crashed to NASA, but he was able to communicate with the ship telepathically. He had this one-on-one communication, but he didn't know what it was. And he thought that other people could hear it. That's how loud and apparent it was to him. The next morning, take him to Pleion for analysts and returning his home. Wait, yeah, this was a good part. A telepathic, they secretly boards it. Yeah, he sneaks onto the ship, which he calls the navigator. After they escape, Max tells David, he called Max as the ship. Max that his mission was to travel across the galaxy, collect biological specimens, take them to Pleion for analysis, and then return them to their homes. Pleionian scientists discover humans only use 10% of their brain, and as an experiment, filled the remainder of David's with miscellaneous information. This includes all of the star charts discovered by Pleionian astronomers, some of which, blah, blah, blah. Max then returned to Earth, but did not take him to his own time. I said that. Having determined that humans would be unlikely to survive a trip back in time before leaving Earth, Max accidentally crashed the ship, erasing all the computer star chip data. Therefore, he needs the information in Data's brain to return home. Yeah, I didn't know that part. That's why he needed him. I was like, why he need him? Like, he messed up. Just leave him in the future. But he needed his brain in order to get the star charts back. That's wild. Yeah, it's just a cool movie. It's an awesome movie. Check it out. Check it out. Nice to see you. Yeah, it just had me thinking about DMT rooms and just DMT trips and even just psilocybin trips, all of that stuff. How you could be taken away, have all these things downloaded into your consciousness, and then it's taken away. Because he wanted to take these star charts out. He was just doing some little experiment. Like, let me see how you act if you know all of this. Let's see what goes on when your brain is just opened. Because it's just a myth that we use 10% of our brain, or else I wouldn't be able to have any type of motor skills. But I believe that 10% of our brain is a metaphor for something greater. Something greater. Like I was saying, we got these screws still in our head. We still screwed down to some kind of foundation. We got to take some screw looses, unscrew some things from time to time. And unscrew some things from time to time in order to use more than that so-called 10%. Shout outs to Lucy. That time dilation, I believe trips can be over a year time, like over a period of time, people will know. Well, this was Sahi said. That time dilation, I believe trips can be over a year time, like over a period of time, people will notice you tripping and label you as crazy, but they don't know you coming back with backpacks of lifetime. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know, and that's why a lot of people not going to make a YouTube channel. Or I'll see where I'm at in a couple years. This probably turn into something else where I won't have to put my face in it. But who knows? By that time, I'll probably be crazy comfortable. By that time. But yeah, you come back with so many lifetime worth of experiences that it takes, you spend your whole, I think, if you're good at it, you could spend your whole life just being creative every day, just creating something. And you'd be like, yo, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Or just have a new thought every day that nobody really thought about and be able to bring that. The other thing, only way to not get lost in it is to use it, Not just sit there and ponder on it for the rest of your life until you die and then just go live back in it. Go live and experience back in it. To make something out of it. Put some color on some paper. Color this world up. Color this world with the different lifetimes. I think people noticed that too. I remember it was a comment I was reading under one of Jaden Smith videos. And it stuck out to me too. A lot of stuff he's sticking out. Where somebody said, he's collecting all of his lifetimes. All of his different past lives. Because they was all being hype about his video. But the way that they was being hype in a realist way by saying that he was putting together all his lifetimes. And that's why he was coming up with all this music and just living the way he was living now. Yeah, it's wild. Like you right, Sahi. And with the trips and time dilation and things like that, like I said, you be going for years and years. And then sometimes people live just not just one lifetime, but multiple lifetimes where they lived, had a kid, wife died, and then it was somewhere else, married a man this time, died, and this themselves, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's an awesome show that we're going to dedicate an episode to. I mean, when I mean dedicate, I just mean that's how the show going to start off. The Magicians. Watch The Magicians. All 3 seasons on Netflix now, but I've been watching it since it was just on Sci-Fi Channel. The book is awesome. I got to finish the book. But the show is pretty damn cool. And I'm thinking about one episode in season 3 where him and the main character and Penny get caught up in this realm where they have to live out a lifetime, multiple lifetimes together, and they can't get out of it. And when they come back to the regular storyline, like, yo, we just lived this whole lifetime together and had a kid together and all of this stuff. But in this lifetime, they ain't do none of that. But they experienced that. They've just revealed all of this psychedelic stuff in The Magicians. They even showed the shadow self materializing and talking all the stuff. Like, yeah. Man, you know your hair ain't combed. Or, I don't know. What do my grandmom say? Oh, yeah, that show is pretty cool. And they deal with a lot of just magic and coming up. Oh, yeah, I'll get to that. That's my heart. My heart is in that show. My heart is in that show. But with time dilation and everything, I think it's cool that science does give us that term, time dilation, so that our AI robot bodies here, or whatever you want, biological bodies, can have a connection to a new connection to that unknown force, so to speak. Because like when you come up with terms, it's like if you don't know what to say, it's like it's not real to you here, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like if you don't really know what to call it, then it's just really still a thought. It's still real. It's still something, but it's not something that me, Ty, can readily, or Sahi, you can readily use. Like the other you can use it, but not you, until it's like a term on it. So time dilation, I remember running across that in high school and stuff. I'm like, wait, so you're saying the faster I go, time starts slowing down and moves slower for other people? Like that's just how Einstein was putting it. And then when I got into Naruto and just watching animes and stuff like that, seeing how they was manipulating time with the genjutsus, the genjutsus and the shinigans and the eye techniques and things like that, and then getting into psychedelic, having my weird experiences starting to come back in the remembrances, then psychedelic experiences, really having these time loops, and oh, it's Friday, I thought it was still Tuesday, or it was 2 o'clock, I thought it was 8. Or I wasn't even thinking if it was 8 o'clock. I wasn't even thinking about time, period. I was out of this construct of time. Like, it's really weird when you move out of the construct of time, because then you really see that time is a construct. Time is something that is constructed. something that is made and put together. And that would make sense on how the scientists back in the day when I was younger used to describe time and reality as being a bunch of frames, like I was saying earlier, a bunch of frames that appear moving, but it's really just a bunch of frames put together. And I always saw my higher self just looking at these frames. Like I always say I always looked at it like this. My higher self is able to look at the beginning, is able to look at multiple time streams going on. So it's like you see a whole bunch of beginning to supposed end loops going on. And then it's another me that just see the beginning of the end of like just one timeline. But I know what's going on. I know how the story going to end. I know how it began. And then it's another me that is in that time. In that time that's the beginning and end. That beginning and end, since I see it as a beginning and the end, I now constructed something. I now made a construction out of all this nothingness. So now I see myself being in that beginning and end. I go the other down loop. I see myself existing in that beginning and end, but not really knowing what's the end, and not really knowing where I begin either. It's like, oh, well, I'm in this server right now. I'm in this server in time. Yeah, this server in time. I'm in this server in time where I'm able to, I don't know. And let's go back to that 10% thing. I think the more knowledge that 10% is us having more of our bigger brain, so to speak. Like we got this brain right here, but say we have a bigger brains that our higher selves is all connected to. So we're connected when we say we're using 10% of our brain, that means we're only using our supposed brain that is here, that I can touch, that's all squishy. That's 10% of the biggest picture. And when you get to 20% and 30%, you start connecting with the part of the brain that is constructing the time. And then you get part of the brain that's constructing or processing multiple time realities, and keep going and zooming out until you just next to this other super brain. Then you talking to this other super brain like, oh yeah, I created all these multi-dimensional universes. How yours going? Oh, mine's is going pretty fine and dandy. How about you find out? Okay. How can I find out? Oh, just experience this guy Jeff I made up. Oh, I'll go experience this guy Jeff. Yeah, it's Jeff. He live at 12 All right, I'm gonna go there. And you just jump over there, and we just all experiencing all this crazy shit. 10% all out into body. Yes, like it's a big. It's all metaphors, but they pretty cool. I'm gonna keep the flame burning. I gotta write that UL because they won't let him get into the chat. They won't let him get into the chat. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to dig into the code, see what's going on, because that ain't cool for anybody to be out. But yeah. Shout outs to Lucy, since we're all in this 10% of the body thing. Shout outs to Lucy. That was a cool movie. Cause they was digging real deep into the into that 10% of the brain metaphor. And it's wild because a lot of people was falling for that. Oh well, yeah, we only use 10% of our brain and stuff like that. When you talk to a neuroscientist and they would look at you like, what are you talking about? And I was watching it behind the scenes of the director and seeing what he was talking about. And he said it too. He said, "Man, I'm not stupid." He said, "I studied the brain and neuroscience for like 8 years while developing this film. It took him a long time to make this film." And he was saying, "I know the brain. We use more than that part of the brain." But he still wanted to use this metaphor in the movie, which strengthens my opinion when I say that I believe that these guys know about all of these substances, but they not going to tell you what's really going on for whatever reason. Because it's not like he said, "Oh, yeah, I know we don't use 10% of the brain, but I was talking about literally this." He just threw you with another metaphor. He's like, I got a metaphor for this. I got a metaphor to cover my tracks. And the thing is, I totally, like, on the real shit, I totally understand. That's why I see Ty running along the game, running along the maze, like, "Oh, I'm here, I exist. Hey. Because I could just stay with metaphors all day, but that's not what I'm feeling right now. So I feel the metaphor. I'm doing it all right now. Doing it all. But this is what she was able to get at when she was unlocking more of her brain, more of her consciousness, not just the squishy parts. I like this scene because this is the scene where she was seeing the code all around her. That, you know, they say you being bombarded with Wi-Fi signals and Bluetooth signals and you can't see it. Like, that stuff has to travel through the air. It's not just travel through. That's what magic is. That's part of the magic. So she was able to see it, and not just see it. She was able to manipulate it. See how she was able to, like, comb through it and things like that. What if you was able to do that? I was just tying. What if you was able to, like, call somebody phone because you was able to output a signal, or you was able to manipulate a signal you was seeing through the air to make a person phone ring. I'm just trying to tie on the esoteric sense on how a magician will make somebody phone randomly ring. I saw Dynamo do it before, and if it is a trick, it's a trick. But if it is something to it, he has to be seeing things and witnessing things like this in order to make people phone rings. Like, he'll put his hand over somebody's phone or something like that, and their phone will start ringing. He did some wild stuff that if the producers really was just CGI and all of that, and they was so good at not having not one production team member come out and say, "Hey guys, this was fake. I just gotta let y'all know this was fake." Then I just want to know for myself by actually performing it. I want to do the magic and see. But around the time I ran across Dynamo, I was seeing how Dynamo means a generator, a life generator, and I was seeing how in the first episode his tricks really progressed to where in the second one he was able to say, the third season he was able to, like, materialize objects, like, whoa, like right in your face. When at first he was doing card tricks that I was able to learn on YouTube, that I saw on YouTube myself. That's how I learned them. And he just kept progressing until he had people calling him a god on the show, like spectators and stuff like that. And he was doing celebrities. He wasn't doing celebrities. Like, no celebrities wanted to meet him in the first season. It's like he really was itching his way up. And then by the third season, he said, "I ain't doing no more TV. You got to come see me in my live show." And he don't do TV no more. He just disappeared. But Yoel said, "You know how you can hear songs on radio, know a text or a call is coming, just need to push on that pull." Yeah. You ever hear when they say, "Speaking of the devil"? And I don't know why I think they say "speaking of the devil" even when it's a good thing, because they know that's a devil sense. That's a witch sense. Something that's in a program they know they're not really supposed to be messing with. So when you really play with the devil and you cool with the devil, you start pushing on that pool a little more, and you can get a little more out. Get a little more out. You probably can guess the song that's on the radio station before it's on. I know I've done that before. I don't listen to the radio no more, but when I was listening to the radio, because I was driving in cars and stuff like that, or hanging out with my mom who listened to the radio all the time. that's you witness those kind of things. You witness those kind of things. But one text I did not predict is that my dad sent me a message 2 days ago. He was real encouraging. Out of nowhere, out of the blue. Yeah, out of the blue, not out of nowhere, out of the blue. If I was in the blue, I would have saw it coming. Oh, that froze is not letting me scroll down. Oh, bummer. Hey, no. Not cutting me off. Wait, no. Man, I'm gonna get copyrighted. At least I know YouTube works, so I can do the Just Laugh Now show. I can do that live again. Yeah, they keep making me click on stuff, and there's no back button. You said devil is twisted translation of Devi. Huh. I want to see that. Do. They said deviled eggs. Oh, Devi, also known as... I want to get it so y'all can see it on the screen. If I don't click on nothing, it just makes the background grayed out. Bang, bang. See, I be knowing the feeling. I'm going to get my logic down so I can write my book eventually. Well, not my book, but the book. A book. Get rid of all these ego terms. A book. I want to write a book. Gotta get these terms down, though. Devi, also known as Mahadevi or Devi or Great Goddess, is an all-embracing mother goddess first worshipped in Indian prehistoric times. In the Vedic period, she was assimilated into the Hindu pantheon, so came to represent the female energy or Sakti power of her husband Shiva. Both Devi, meaning goddess in Sanskrit, and Sankhi may also be used more generically or reference any female Hindu goddess, especially Parvati, Lamashi. I know Lamashi and Saraviti. Lamashi. I used to run into Lamashi when it was because of YouTube though and money stuff. How they say she can bestow upon you money and things if you repeat the chant and focus on the certain vibration. I used to do that, and I used to get some unexpected. Well, I guess in that world it wasn't unexpected, but in the world, unexpected results. Like, oh wow, that money just cool. Thank you, me, you. Oh, I wish I can get it through my head, but all I'm getting is that Mother of Darkness song, Mother of Darkness chant. Oh yeah, it was Om Shim Brem Shim Kalame Kalamae Prasidam Om Shim Brem Shim Mahalaxme Yamada. Yeah, that's how it went. But Devi is most often manifested as a fearsome female warrior, Durga and Kali. Both of whom famously killed a number of terrible demons in Hindu mythology. Devi is also the mother of Nadi, Shiva's doorkeeper and bull, Shakada, the six-headed god, and Ganesha, the elephant-headed god. Sahi said the verdict in Indo-Europeans have a lot of mythology intertwined, it seems. Even movie Prometheus, aliens talk Indo-European. Yeah, Prometheus was dope. And I never knew how, just going there real quick, how connect the Alien series was. Like, all the Alien movies, like, they even connected with the Predator movies. Like, all the story plots and storylines, there's a whole mythology going on that they created. I really want to get into it and really know what they trying to speak about. But Prometheus was dope. I saw that in the movie theaters. But yeah, but something that came to my head when he said they killed a number of terrible demons. So I was like, man, it went through my head, man, if you don't got that goddess in you, how you going to be able to defeat those demons in yourself, or come to terms with those thoughts that you can't deal with in yourself? Because that's how they arise on this level. Those demons arise as thoughts that try to stop you or destroy you or distract you and things like that. You got to call on these goddesses. You got to call on yourself. And I think calling it on in these forms allow you to know a specific thing that you're trying to work on. I don't know. It's either like that or this goddess is a goddess. At least from my time, from this perspective that's waving his arms, that goddess is a goddess. All hail. I like to look at everything from everything. Devi's character has two opposing sides, represented by various separate female deities as Uma, the benevolent, and as Durga, the terrible. It is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That horror movie thing coming back on. It is as the latter, more fierce personification that she is more frequently worshipped. Yeah, people want to do the fierce side. Yeah, remember, everything is all good too, guys. Everything is all fine and dandy, as well as tearing stuff up in order to get a bigger picture. Her dark side can also take on the form of the fearsome black goddess Kali. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Everybody focusing on sticking their tongues out. Closing their eyes. That's good. Hello, she is herself the mother cosmic and in you. Hello, yeah. And in you. All right. Okay. Yeah, you heard me talking in my head. Yeah, the deity. But yeah, Kali is big. Kali is big. I know Beyonce is really pushes out Kali a lot too. That 7-Eleven movie. I said 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven show. 7-Eleven. What the heck do y'all call it? Music video. She does the dance and she sticks her tongue out, and when you break it down, you can really see her doing moves of the Kali and stuff. Like, it was some YouTube break it down, but I feel it, and I liked it. I enjoy it, and the Kali statue that's at the Shiva statue in front of CERN. Even though when I say that, people going not like that, cause like, no, CERN is opening an interdimensional portal to hell. But yeah. I love Kali. I love her. I love me. Cause she does bring out exactly what you see and what I would give as a metaphor when you look at Beyonce and stuff like that. That's that voice. That's that kind of personification. Beyonce like to use Oshan too, the low of voodoo. I don't know what the low is. Hold on. I can look it up on my phone. Oh, a god in the voodoo cult of Haiti. Oh, and what's the Sorry I ain't bringing it up on the thing. It's just that if I bring it up on here, I had to like go back to Google and find this page that I was just on and all this stuff again. I'm figuring it out. Oshun. Oh no, forget that. Dropping the gems. We about to head over there. So we was in the Cali. Let me bring this back up. So that was Diva. And now we about to start talking about Beyonce. uh, where do I click? Sorry, I'm playing. Alright, I just gotta... Like, in order for me to reset the Google thing, I have to retype google.com and spell it a little differently so it knows that... So it thinks and believes that I'm going to another site when really I'm just putting capital G's instead of a lowercase g this time. And bang, there we go. Oshun. Boop. Ocean. Oshun. Ocean. Oh. That's dope. We about to get into something. And you know, we've been talking about too. I was thinking about Beyonce yesterday. This is probably that's probably the seed that led to what we talking about now. Because I had a thought about Beyonce, because you know how people try to make fun of her even though it's not proven that she can't read or something like that, or that she's not very academically prepared or stuff like that. And we was talking on True Light Channel about people, and I have a spectrum of it, but and people that's not really like we was talking about autism and different spectrums of what other people will see as a mental disability, but to the carrier, if they're able to have an outlet for it, it can be a superpower on to other people. It could be his superpower, something that allows him to not feel depressed about himself or her depressed about herself throughout the day. Something like that. Something like that. But I was thinking about Beyonce, and now I guess that was the seed that planted to now to this. Us learning about Oshun.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm turning mic.
It's Oshun.
Oshun. Oh, Oshun. Okay.
Yeah, because like I don't know if you read the comments in your chat, but my daughter is named after one of the Orishas, and it's called Loa, not Lo. So
Low.
with Oshun, you'll deal with Oshun, Yemiya, Shango. There's 7 main deities, but the one you're looking at is Oshun, where we get our word ocean from.
Oshun.
The goddess of water. And so is Yemiya. My daughter is named after Yemiya, an ocean deity. So what you're dealing with are Orishas that deal with voodoo, but the original term is Vodun. So, like I said, I never left you live stream. I watch it. I just want to let you know it's called Oshun.
Now that's King God, guys. Thanks, bro. You know how English is still English. That's why I say English is still like crappy for me, even though I don't speak another language.
I practice voodoo, so you know I'm into that shit. So I know all about that shit. But yeah, Oshun and her counterpart. I think her counterpart. I could be wrong. It's fine, but I think her counterpart is Shango, but I could be mistaken. Oshun for Yemiya, possibly. But yeah, check it out. I'm listening. You teaching right now, so you know I had to throw that in there just to help you out a little bit.
Now, yeah, no, we all teachers, but thanks, bro. Cause I'm all. I need to get into this. I got all the Greeks and all the other stuff down pack. I gotta get the brown people. Gotcha, bro. You going in and out. Mm-hmm.
I'll give you some game, man. Just keep handling business, man. But that's Oshun right there.
Oshun.
Like Ocean. It's Oshun.
Gotcha.
All right.
And she got hips like Beyonce too.
Look, you know the sisters got the bodies. You know it.
Right there in the art. Like, we ain't just get like this. We been like this.
You see what I'm saying? You can't help it, but you know, them is the queens. Them is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let me hear what that say about Oshun.
Cool. I'm about to go through it now. It says, Oshun, also spelled, is a a spirit or deity or a goddess that reflects one of the manifestations of the god Itfa in Yoruba religions. And they gonna make it come up without me clicking on it? Okay. No hypertext. Well, it's a hypertext without a hyperlink working. Alright, she is one of the most popular and venerated Orisas. Osun is the deity of the river and fresh water, luxury and pleasure, sexuality and fertility. Oh, they put a lot of ands in here. Freshwater, luxury, pleasure, sexuality, fertility, beauty, and love. She is connected to destiny and divination. Is an attempt to gain insight. Yeah, we know what divination is. Why y'all ain't make this one come up? There we go. The Yoruba religion comprises the traditional religious and spiritual concepts and practices of the Yoruba people. Its homeland is in present-day southwestern Nigeria and the adjoining parts of Benin and Togo, commonly known as Yorubaland. It shares some parallels with the voodoo practices by the neighboring. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, I wanted to have myself painted too well, it's going to happen. One of these podcasts, y'all going to see me all painted up with random lines. I was just doing that with my daughter. She painted herself like a cat. She woke up like, I want to be a cat. And I was too busy to paint her. And she literally did her whole body. And then she painted my body. We was drawing lines and stuff. I want to trip out while doing that too. See how I really feel with lines going like that in certain spots. And like really connect with why they do that. Why what goes on. But yeah, she's all of this. All the things we need. We need water. We need luxury. We need pleasure. We need sexuality. We need fertility. We need our plants to grow. We need a harvest season. And even if you need a kid. Beauty and love. And these are gods, man. This is a goddess that was worshipped before any kind of Christianity came along. And that's wild about when it comes to Christianity. Christianity don't have any goddesses. It is strictly a solar religion. It is strictly a solar religion based off worshiping the sun. They're like, you better get the moon out of here. We don't know what the moon doing, bro. And you see the moon always is connected to like the female, feminine, the goddess. Like that's crap that for years people just so solar. And I see that too. It was something I ran across. It's this guy on YouTube called the Modern Hermeticist, where he like breaks down the Picatris and other alchemical texts and terms and stuff like that. And he was reading something. This is not what he thought, and this is not what I really think, but this is just what he was reading and what I observed. He was saying how the world from a certain point had 6 religions that started again from like the Abrahamic religions or something that he was starting. But he was saying how each one worshipped a planet, or each one worshipped the sun or something, all the way up into this cycle. And now people are going to go back to worshiping the moon, or just noticing the moon, noticing that the goddess is there, that is more to life than than stabbing and killing to do stuff, but there's love and beauty around us, and not even just around us, but in us. The only reason people treat things the way they do is because that's how they feel on the inside. That's as much as they are connected with on the inside. They know not. They know not what they do for the most part. That ignorance is bliss thing going on. But man, when you see a better life in your face, I try to get the clues on how is that guy living like that, or what is that person doing that I'm not doing. That's what I start connecting dots. Just like now, we're just like, yo, what is Beyonce? Oh, she do this, do that. Oh, Ozben did that. Oh, you all know about that? All right, now I'm about to know about this. We all about to know. Unlock some more parts of our brains. During the life of the mortal Oshun, she served as princess consort to King Shango of Oyo. Come on, make the hypertext. Following her, Shango. Oya. Shango Oya. Shango is an Oisha. He is he's a royal ancestor. I wouldn't really know that until I get into the history. Following her post. You know anything about them? Oh, the empire. The Oya Empire. Oh, that's a whole place. Grew to become the largest West African state. It rose through the outstanding organizational and administrative skills of the Yoruba people. Oh, so they was getting gang over there. We're going to have to read into the Yoruba people. She is the patron saint of the Osun River in Nigeria, which bears her name. Patreon Sea. The river has its source in the Ikata state. It's the southern region of Nigeria. Declared the state. It's been a state since before the government. They're just talking about how it's a new state. And river in the west and passes through the city of Oshagabo, where Osangabo I'm gonna get this. This is a sacred forest alongside the banks of the Onsan River, just outside. And you know these rivers, man. It's spirit stuff up in rivers. When you wash yourself in a river or sacred, like consecrate your bath before you get into it or your shower. A two week long annual festival that usually takes place in August. According to the primordial Osa. What is this about? According to the Ifa literary corpus, what is that? Corpus and Usa Alta, Osun was the only primordial spirit sent to create the I thought Oz was saying something. The other spirits that were sent. Wait. She was a premortal spirit sent to create the world by Ola Darmari. The other spirits that were sent began the work and ignored Osun. Osun gathered the women together and protested the blatantest disrespect by forming Alima Alhe, a band of women endowed with special power. The male spirits failed miserably, and when they inquired of Oladumare why they weren't succeeding, Aldumare informed them that nothing can be done without Osun. Anything they attempt to do without women will fail. they make Einromo then. Well, the male Einromo then hurried to beg Osun to join him. All right. So y'all can tell that this is all new to me by the way I'm reading it. I don't have no back thoughts confirming stuff. But this is pretty dope that this story is saying how nothing could not have been created without Osun. And Osun sounds like the ocean without water. Water representing the feelings, representing the emotions, connecting it to the goddess archetype that the Yoruba people worshipped in the form of Osun, the goddess of love, beauty, intimacy, river, wealth, and diplomacy. So that's a cool story. And they tried to make stuff. They tried to make stuff without a girl, and nothing was able to be created. They ain't had no womb. How you gonna make something without a womb? Without without something. Like I was describing to my lady yesterday, cause my daughter was described what she was going to do, because she likes to say stories and play out stories with her toys. But I know my daughter like to get so lost in her stories like me that after a while, the story that she plotted out with, once she gets to a certain point, she in whole new territory. She don't know what she talking about, but it's still all connected to the story. And I was like, yo, you gotta sit there and wait for her to get over what she was going to say, and then she going to reach this whole new break because of the powers that she tapped into, being the girl and her imagination flowing, all this stuff. She able to just create. She able to go into that her wombness and just keep going. Oh shoot! Now I see.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. I just saw your comment.
But
Mm-hmm.
you know how in ancient Egypt you had Osar, that's Isis and Osiris. Osset and Osar are the original terms. Isis, Osiris are Greek, right?
Osset and Osar.
Osset and Osar
Uh-huh.
translate in Greek. In Greek, it is Osiris and Isis. But my point was, just for an example, you had Osset who was Osiris, Isis, right?
Uh-huh.
In the same sense, you'll have Oshun, and then her what's the word? Her processor, whatever the word, predecessor. Her predecessor would be Yemiya, another Osh or a water deity. You made a good point that a lot of people don't make is everything comes from the feminine. When you're in the Christianity, good point. They do not discriminate at all. And all female Christianity.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. You breaking up a bit.
All I said was Oshun, her predecessor is Yemaya. Just like Osset, her predecessor, if you will, is Isis. So you'll see the same system in every religion. But most religions do not promote the feminine principle like they should. Vodun and ancient African systems all praise the feminine principle first, because we understood that from the womb came everything. The womb is a tomb for the soul. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Loud and clear.
And so you made a good point on Christianity not promoting the feminine principle, but when you go back into ancient Africa or any ancient African system, it was a matriarch. It wasn't a patriarch. It was a matriarch. And under the matriarch, we had our most success in the world. It wasn't until the patriarch that we started to have a downfall. So I just wanted to tap into that because you made two good points on that. So I'm listening. I'm definitely listening. Even though I know this shit, I am definitely listening because your knowledge is building today, which is a great thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
And last thing if you want to understand more on this topic, I have a whole Discord channel dedicated to book all these books, all the information you want, anything you want to know about any topic is in this book section. So check that out after your stream, and we'll talk about it. Because if you download it, I already got it. You can go over it to me.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put the link in the Discord, so anybody that want to go over, head over there. Yeah, you heard it first. He got it. Test. They got me. Alright, so now I know when the microphone gets knocked out, it's so sensitive. But when it gets knocked out, I can't plug it back in. It doesn't pop back on. I don't know why. So now it's recording my audio through, luckily, the iPad camera. The iPad has a microphone in there, so I'm able to use... Whoa, cut off the echo. So now I'm able to use the sound microphone in the iPad. So sorry for the quality issue going on, but at least we're able to continue. Yeah, and speaking on what King Oz was saying, because I don't know if y'all was able to hear it, but he was talking about how he has a lot of books on his Discord. He has a lot of books on his Discord to check it out, dealing with this subject in particular. Because I'm not too fresh in game on a lot of the particular African practices. You know, it's African is a continent. So it got so much going on in there. So much going on there. And I get the feelings behind all of this, because, like, if y'all missed it, he was saying how he was just agreeing how Christianity took that feminine principle out of religion when it comes to religion. But every religion before it, and like ancient religions in Africa, the pantheon that was set up always had goddesses set up alongside the male figures, the male gods and stuff like that. There was always a bunch of people going on, a bunch of things going on, instead of just being, I'm the one true God. Hey, that's what he was mentioning. And for me, I get the feeling, and how all these religions are saying the same thing. It's just all different interpretations. But I like these stories. I like seeing ways in a light that I never interacted with before. So you well pointed out Obatala. Yo, that statue looked like an anime statue for a bit. with the spiky hair and stuff. Creator of humanity, sky, father of gods, messenger of gods, silver hair, silver, wow, I'm all reading into, I said silver hair, that's my dyslexia. Silver white purity, handicapped people. Obatala, known as find the essence of gods and goddesses match in old pantheons. It really is, the essence is there. The essence, that's why I like it. And I even see the essence in shows that I watch. I'm like, yo, you just created a god just now. Goku's a god. You know how many people want to go Ultra Instinct now? Just forget Super Saiyan 3. People trying to go Ultra Instinct. But or just the characters in the god in Dragon Ball Z, like the little thing that has the tablet. I forget what it's called, what he called. But yeah, it's levels. All right, let's get into this. He is believed to be the Sky Father and the creator of human bodies, which were brought to life by the smooth breath of Oladamari. Obatala is the father of all Orishas and the owner of all Ori. Any Orisha may claim an individual, but until that individual is initiated into the priesthood of that Oshira, Obatala still owns that head. Obatala's principal wife is Yomoja. Yomoha. I don't know if that J is a H. Yomoja. Ubotala is the second son of Odamari and was authorized by him to create land upon the water beneath the sky. Due to his efforts, the first Urubara city was founded. Obatala is Oladarmi's representative on Earth and the shaper of human beings. Like Enki and Enlil in the Sumerian tablets, or a lot of other things in a lot of other places. That's cool. And I love that I keep seeing that it's in another myth that was authorized to create land upon the water. Because it says that in the Bible too, that it was in the King James Bible and all of that, it was water here first. And the God Spirit moved upon the waters. And I've been listening just to y'all know where I get these thoughts from sometimes. It's this astrologer called Flight Balls. And he goes around saying that stars is water, that earth is water, space is water, and things like that. And I really be tying on it. And I'll be asking my higher self questions like, yo, what's going on? How much truth is in this? And things like that. And in a lot of the myths and stuff, they say it was water first, and then it was land. It was water, and then it was land. And he was saying that's why Flight Balls, I guess he was saying that's how heat and stuff is so-called generating certain feelings, because when two bodies and currents, when a current is next to another current, it creates energy and stuff like that. It was something he was going into. But it's just another tidbit, just another tie note. Yeah, I'm a Sith Lord today. Right. Gotta keep the balance. According to the oral tradition's life of, I keep thinking that says life. The mortal Obatala served as king of If during this classical period. His throne was lost during the 12th century CE. 12th century, the current era. Oh, so that's not too long ago. Following Obatala's post-humanist deification. Oh, so he was made a god. Okay. All right. He was admitted to the Yoruba pantheon as an aspect of a primordial deity of the same name. He was granted authority to create earth, before he could return to heaven and report to Oladamari. So it was his mission. He took the statue that Oladamari had given Obatala to aid him in creation and used it to create the land on a primeval ocean. A great feud ensued between the two siblings, and from there came other divinities, Umaja and Aganju. I gotta put that accent on Aganju. Yomija. I'm too lighthearted right now. I get into that. Yeah. I got stuck into a mode of laughing at myself. I just saw myself standing there looking at myself like, just cracking up. Y'all gotta know, this is why most people don't go live. That's in my state of mind most of the time. Just to put it out there. You'll see them talking to themselves, pointing at stuff that ain't there. Mortal. That's why I'm gonna have CGI soon. So when I point, you gonna see something. Time, like you said, time moving into cyberspace. Moving into cyberspace for show. But that's cool that Obatala and the Yubarbara, repeating this to myself so I remember, it was sent to Earth to create humans in the human body. That's cool. Let me look up another cool guy that you will sent in. Oh, the NBA Finals are live on YouTube TV. So thank you guys for watching the PSy Tai Podcast today, because you could be watching the NBA Finals. You probably are in another tab. All right, let's see the Gidi or a Hidi or a Gi. I don't know what's Papa Gidi and Hidi. The Gi spelled GD or pronounce. How do you pronounce it? Pronounce GD in Hayden. Okay, Haitian Creole. All right. It's like these words, I don't run across them so often. But it's like I know how I'm supposed to say it. My tongue is just not right. Are the family of lower family. All right. Get it together. Are the family of Loa that embody the powers of death and fertility. So this power, goddess spirits include Gidi, Dori, y'all see it right there, are all known for their drum rhythm and dance called the banda. In possession, they will drink or rub themselves with a mixture of charin, raw rum, and 21 habanero or goat peppers. Oh, I used to eat habanero peppers, and I used to say that. I used to like bite them. My the lady used to say, "Yo, why do you like doing that?" And I used to say, "Yo, you don't understand, but I feel a little something from this." I was smoking at the same time too, but it was still like something. I was like, "Yo, is my body trying to like escape itself because it's so hot?" Like that's how I looked at it. My mind trying to escape from his body. Like, "Oh, it's so hot. Let's think about something extravagant, or let's go here. Let's escape out the body. It's too hot. We gotta go." But that's guys to drink, rub themselves in order to, and then with the drum rhythm going on. I have a drum. Let's summon some spirits. Boons granted by Grandy, not repaid by his date, will be avenged afterwards. Papa Gindi. Wait, seems like I heard that before. Papa Gindi. is the corpse of the first man who ever died. He is recognized as a short, dark man with a high hat on his head. He likes to smoke cheap cigars and eat apples. Papa Gindy is a psychopumps. Our creature spirits are angels or deities in many religions whose responsibility is to escort newly deceased souls from earth to the afterlife. Their role is not to judge the deceased, but simply to guide them. Apparent frequently on funerary art, psychopumps have been depicted at different times and in different cultures. Put one on my casket if I don't just get buried underneath a tree. But, oh, cool. He's a cool guy. He's a pretty cool guy. He probably seems scary to some. He's considered the good counterpart of Baron Shamedi. Oh wait, they got his sigil. I want to see his sigil. I'm gonna keep it there. Baron Sandi. Thanks, bro. Baron Sandi, also written as Baron, is one of the Iowa of Haitian voodoo. Samadhi is a Aya of the dead, along with Baron numerous other incarnations. He is synchronized with Saint Martin de Porres, whoever that is. Oh, but look at his sigil. That's pretty cool. Got the tile crossed if you're into alchemy. Cool. Break that down some other time. What was something I was on? That he smokes cheap cigars and eat apples. It seemed like I heard that term so much before. Spicy food gets you clear sinuses and gets you high, says Sai. Gotta make sure I get your comment in there. I just now saw it. Yeah, your nose start running, eyes start tearing up. That is the picture. That is the picture I left out. My nose was running like crazy. Papa Kitty. Whenever that loads up. Oh, I'm offline, you say. I didn't think so. Show me an image. Yeah, I knew I saw this guy before. This is, if y'all can see this, so I don't gotta look it up on there. This is him right here. Like, the green screen taking out all the green. Y'all can see that. Yeah, I had that clown face thing in my head. Has a very crass sense of humor, divine ability to read others' mind, and ability to know everything that happens in the worlds of the living and the dead. Our Bravo Giddy is the guardian and watchman of the graveyard. He keeps the dead souls and the living souls out. He is sometimes considered an aspect of Nebo. It was this episode of Twilight Zone that's running through my head, and I can't get it. I can't read because I just keep seeing it in my head. You might know what, Giddy, just not fully. Yeah, sense of humor thing is what you all say. You might know one. I think I know a lot of things. I just don't know at the same time, but it'll come out. Let's come out. I'm not gonna focus on that right now. But yeah, I do. Like I said, I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm there, but it's like it's not manifested enough to where I can put it like, oh, this goddess is this, and that's why I feel this, or I'm praying to this because this. It's just like my consciousness is just in the world of whoosh. It's a song by Willow Smith that I listen to where the hook is, I left my consciousness in the sixth dimension. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know the words after that. But I was just listening to that song yesterday. But the propaganda is this episode of Twilight Zone where this lady is afraid to die. It's one of the ones in the 50s, the black and whites. This lady was so afraid to die, she stayed in her room. She was like, man, if I go outside, it's going to be something that can kill me. Something's going to happen. She never answered her door for people. They like put the paper for her at the door. She opened it, snuck in a bit, and then got it out like that. But she was so afraid to die. And I mean, for anything to happen, not even die. Just, that was like the most extreme. But she was visited by this guy that for some reason made his way